Hello Lagosians, my name is Aki Bayomi. I'm the Commissioner of Health for Lagos. I'm here to tell you about this new infection that's going around the world. It's called the coronavirus. It emanated in China. It came from the animal kingdom. It has affected 17 countries. About 4,590 patients have been affected, with about 106 deaths to date. It has typical symptoms: headache, running nose, cough, sore throat, muscle ache, high fever, difficulty breathing, pneumonia perhaps. And if you feel that you are experiencing any of these symptoms and you've had a contact either by virtue of travel to Southeast Asia or people that have come from Southeast Asia, we would like you to present to one of our general hospitals. Here in Lagos, we're ramping up our capacity. Our general hospitals are getting more in tune with this situation. We're increasing our surveillance at the airports. We're building our emergency operations center where we can harmonize our response to this infection. Please, Lagosians, take this situation seriously and contact any of the numbers that we're going to display.
Hello there, my name is Victor Ogunyika, and you're welcome to the midweek edition of Today in the News, and of course all of those newspapers across the Federation, and looking at the major headlines everywhere.
Over 1,000 people are benefiting from free medical services provided by the FCT chapter.
Arsenal fans will be very interested in this news. Arsenal's first club transfer record signed Pep.
Morning viewers, you're welcome to Vanguard Live, and it's your morning program. Today in the news, here we read and give in-depth analysis on the stories on the front pages of the dailies in Nigeria. I'm Damilola Ogunshaki, and I'm with my co-host
Precious Chukudi.
Precious. How was the day yesterday?
Very well, thank you.
Are you sure? I can see actually without you telling me that it was very lovely. It was also very lovely. I think I asked you because I think I accused you last time of not asking you about that.
I just said to allow myself have some peace of mind before you kill me.
Okay, let's go straight to the front page of Vanguard newspaper. And there on the top story, declare security emergency now. NSCIA tells Buhari. And the writer says Nigeria on descent to anarchy. Makes U-turn, accuses Christian Association of Nigerian leaders who stake prayer walk against insecurity of hypocrisy and blame game. Insists more Muslims are victims of Boko Haram than Christians. Buhari wrong. Killing of any individual should be condemned. This is coming from Atiku. NSCIA being illogical. The Christian Association of Nigeria fires back. NSCIA means Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs. And details can be found on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. Moving on the stories above the nameplates. On page 9, police fire terrorism charges against Wadume, Army captain and others. And on page 8, insecurity, wake up to your jobs. Inspector General of Police challenges the governors. And page 9, you aren't doing enough on insecurity. Bajabi Amila tells Inspector General of Police and service chiefs. And still on the front page of Vanguard newspaper, get set for strike, ASU tells members. Details can be found on page 11 of the Vanguard newspaper. Federal government's orders overhaul of SIM card registration. You can see this on page 8. And lastly, on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, stop disinformation that can divide Nigeria. President tells the Christian Association of Nigeria. And we have two pictures on the front page of motorcyclists, popularly known as Okada riders, and tricyclists, also known as keke riders, as the protest turned violent at Iyanopaja area of Lagos yesterday. And the second picture, we can see the Lagos State Transport Management Agency vehicle being burnt. And from there, we go straight to Nigerian Tribune.
And on Nigerian Tribune, we have major headlines: battle against Ansari terror group in Kaduna, police chopper shot, 250 bandits killed, pilot injured, hospitalized, IGP lays insecurity challenges on governors. Think out of the box, but Jami Amila tells security chiefs. Declare state of emergency on insecurity, NSCIA tells Buhari. That story can be found on page 2, 3, and 4 of Nigerian Tribune. Also, we have Northern Group forms security outfits, wants Northern governor's ratification, names it Sheikh Kafasa. That story can be found on page 2 of Nigerian Tribune. And also on page 30, we have 23-year-old boy stabs parents to death, leaves sister half dead. And also Nigerian Tribune, we have US announces additional $40 million aid to Nigeria. That story can also be found on page 3. And lastly, on Nigerian Tribune, we have Gates Foundation commits $100 million to coronavirus. That story can also be found on page 12. And from the Nigerian Tribune, we move to the Punch.
And on the front page of the Punch newspaper, insecurity. Sorry. Can NSCIA clash? US asks federal government to protect Nigerians. And you can see this on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. And moving on to the stories about the nameplates. Page 7, coronavirus, our lives in danger. Nigerians in Wuhan cry out. Senate, Inspector General seek implementation of community policing. You can see this on page 19 of the Punch newspaper. And moving on to other stories. On page 8, we killed 250 terrorists in Kaduna forest. This is coming from the police. And on page 5, court clashes claim in Rivers, many injured. Olubadan talks tough, wants Ibadan controversial monarchs. Details can be found on page 8. Lagos State crisis, Makinde options for out-of-court settlements. Details can be found on page 8. Okada ban, school girl shots, Lasma police vehicles destroyed. Details can be found on pages 4 and 5. We also have that story on the front page of Vanguard newspaper. And on page 8, OAU hands over lecturer to police for sexually harassing students. And from the front page of the Punch, we go straight to the Guardian.
And on the Guardian newspaper, we have a major headline: controversy over victims of Boko Haram attack. That story can be found on page 6. And also we have on page 3, Southern Middle Belt leaders raise the alarm over importation of weaponized drones in Nigeria. And also on the Guardian, we have on page 3, community policing will end insecurity, says IGP. And we also have page 4, why reps demanded the immediate sacking of service chiefs by Bajami Amila. And we also have on page 5 of the Guardian, NFA launches Operation Rattlesnake 3, destroys ISWAP hideout in Borno. And lastly, on the Guardian, we have why US attach conditions to return of $308 million Abacha loots. That story can also be found on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And from the Guardian, we move to the Nation.
And on the front page of the Nation newspaper, chopper shots, 250 killed in police, bandit forest battle. And pilot injured and fighters jet hit ISWAP members. And other stories on page 46, Igalo, proud to be first Nigerian Man United player. And the rider striker, its dream move. And on page 44, Makinde seeks out of court settlement with SAC chairman. And on page 43, Christian Association of Nigeria, Islamic Council disagree on killings, presidency wants. And moving on to other stories, Nigerians to be barred from owning more than 3 SIM cards. You can see details on page 8 and it's also on the front page of the Nation. And lastly, on page 43, Jonathan fired me for probing oil racketeers, says ex-EFCC chair. And that is all we have on the reading of the front pages of the dailies this morning. And after this section, we have a guest with us in the studio. He'll be analyzing some of the stories with us, including the chopper stories, the Boko Haram attack, and some of the stories that the Inspector General of Police as the measures he has taken on the security outfits. And while we're on the break, Remember to like and follow us on our social media platforms and visit our website www.vanguardngr.com to get more of our top stories. We'll be back.
Hello and welcome back. If you just tuned in, it's still today in the news. And of course, we've been talking about newspaper reviews, and now we're on to the analysis segment. And we have a very important, interesting guest in the studio. I was asking him not too long ago what his name means. His name is Ikechukwu Agada. You're welcome. He said that his name Agada means a strong man. He's indeed a strong man.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome, Ikechukwu. All right, so we're moving straight into our newspaper analysis for today, and the NSCIA has asked the president to declare a state of emergency. What do you think about that?
Insecurity. Nigeria presently is under siege of insecurity. If you check the trend from last week, you discover that people are being beheaded, people are being killed, people fear now, people cannot even travel in everything. Almost all the Nigerian people are telling the president, sack service chiefs, sack service chiefs. I think the first thing the president will do is to sack the service chiefs, because they are long overstayed their welcome, because you discover that the insecurity is increasing by daily. Every day people are being killed, people are being butchered, we can't continue like this. The first step to do is to sack these people and bring in new hands with more innovations, more ideas into this thing. And there are other measures through which we can curb security. People are coming into the country every day from the borders, strange people, profile the people that are citizens and profile the people that are non-citizens, so as to have a database of everybody, so as to curb insecurity. It's becoming unbearable. Can you enter America and other nations like that? It's not done.
So you're saying that if these service chiefs are sacked, then the levels of insecurity will reduce in the country?
New ideas brings new solutions. These people, they have been there and the things are not changing. So let's try new people. Federal House of Representatives said it. They said almost everybody, we are united in this one. Sack these people. They are obviously overwhelmed by the work, and they are no longer performing. So the best thing to do is to lay these people off, bring in new ideas, bring in new people that will bring new solutions to this problem, because it's becoming a terrible, serious problem in Nigeria. People are being killed. These are people they have homes. People are mourning every day. We can't continue like this. It's terrible.
Okay, we have the United Security Secretary of State, Michael. He said that he admitted that insecurity issues, that it's really complicated and it's very hard that it really can't be solved alone. So he has he said to achieve this, they've provided $40 million in humanitarian assistance to Nigeria, in addition to the $350 million that was assisted to them last year, that's 2019. So what do you think about this?
As those monies are they are very good. So many nations, individuals have been helping Nigeria to combat security. But you discover that if some people are helping you from outside, you have to help yourself first. Yes, this money is we have a lot of others, but we have to do something from our internal, our own this thing. We have to do something. And another thing is this rehabilitation and integration of Boko Haram militants and all those things, I think is not helping matters, because how do you rehabilitate a terrorist? Most of these people are killers, they have been killing people, doing all those things. How do you rehabilitate such people into the society and reintegrate them?
Okay, away from that, sorry to cut you off.
Okay.
The Christian Association of Nigeria and President Muhammad Buhari, they're both saying more Muslims are more Christians are more as victims. But do you think this should matter, or every individual in Nigeria should matter, every individual that has been killed should matter? Or we should base it on that statistic that 90% are more Muslim or 90% are Christians?
It is funny to use that comparison. At this point, the president has to show leadership. We don't want to know the people that have been killed or those things. No, some people have been hearing people saying this. That is not important. Let's stop killing. Even if it's Muslim or Christians, life is life. Life is precious. Let's stop killing of people. Understand? So the first thing is this reintegration of these bandits, terrorists. I frown at it, because these people they are killers. How do you reintegrate such people into the society? They will be doing more harm to the society. So such people should not be released and reintegrated into the society. Is a threat to the nation, rehabilitating and integrating these Boko Haram militants and terrorists.
Okay, well, from that, let's go to the chopper that was shot, and 250 people were killed, according to the police, and they said 250 were killed, but their chopper was shot down, and in the process, the pilot and the co-pilot actually were injured. And I think this is a great move in coping insecurity. What's your thought on that?
Yes, I commend the police on that. Yes, the team trended, but I don't think I've seen the video. Understand? So many people have been yelling, we want to see the video, and let's confirm what happened. But it's a step in the right direction in the part of the police. But more of that. This is just one out of like 200 scenes where people are being butchered, people are being beheaded, seminarians were being beheaded, camp chairman were being beheaded. So this thing you can't just take one credit and lose like 200. That is not, you have not done anything, you understand? So we need more of that, We need new hands from low to high, from high to down. Let there be change, let there be total overhaul of security architecture in Nigeria. That's the first thing to be done. Let the president overhaul.
Okay, don't you think that this is coming after people have started to talk about how the service chiefs need to be sacked, and this should be some credit to their own part that they've done, they are doing something, they are trying to take away, bandits and kidnappers away from the country. So what do you think about that?
I don't really think they still need to give them more time, because this is just one out of many cases of this thing. These are, for crying out loud, these are people. These are family men, family women. The other day they killed one doctor, they killed the other one in Kaduna. Yeah, okay, the other day you saw what happened in Winners Church. I did not mean that. All these things need to continue if new hands are not. Let's try new people. Yes, they've tried. The police, we commend them, yes. They have done well. Nigeria will always remember them for trying. But for now, we need new hands. Let the president change them. They are not doing enough.
Okay, insecurity, wake up to your jobs. Inspector General of Police challenge the governors, and we have Gbajabi Amila tells Inspector General of Police that they are not doing enough. Even though they are trying, that they are not doing enough. That they should work hard. That they should involve everybody that needs to partake in these security issues. So do you think it's making the right?
Yes, I really align with the speaker in that, because they are trying, like I said earlier, but they are not doing enough. And another thing is, security is everybody's kind of everybody's business. Everybody has to be involved. All Nigerians has to be secured mentally. All Nigerians has to be aware about these developments. If you're going to church, you have to make sure you pray very well. If you're going to mosque, pray very well, you have to be sick, you have to be living conscious of anything happening now, because it seems the nation is under siege and all these things. So whenever you are going, anywhere you are going, when you see people crowded, you have to be very careful. You have to live ready. That is the best way to do it now. Live ready. Anywhere you are going, you have to be security conscious. Anything you are doing, if you see assemblage or people wear things, you take a walk, you run away, all these things, so as to preserve your life. Because when you are alive, that is when you can provide solutions and save others.
Okay, so the speaker was also saying that Nigeria is suffering, serious insecurity issues, even more than countries that have more armed forces. So do you think that, okay, we have enough, that's what he's saying, but what exactly can we really put in place that would help us and solve our insecurity
The
issues?
first one, there is sabotage. I think there is sabotage, because if you check, you discover that most of these nations that are even peaceful, they don't even have some of the ambitions, and some of the money is carried out. Well, why is it continuing? The other day, the president said he's surprised about the Boko Haram. Understand? So that statement is funny. Understand? The president of a nation saying that he's surprised. When I heard that, I thought maybe the president was misquoted. I'm surprised. So it's either there is sabotage, some people are intentionally doing some certain things to sabotage or to carry out a certain or sort. I don't want to mention what there is. You can't tell me that because we have enough and these things are increasing. It's either somebody is not doing something right or somebody is sabotaging the effort of somebody doing something.
We'll continue after the break. Like and follow us on our social media platforms and visit our website www.vanguardnigeria.com to get more of our top stories. After the break, we'll be discussing on sports and more of the stories on the Vanguard Live. Join us.
Thank you very much. We have come to meet with Mr. President over the security situation in the country and other matters of governance. The recent security challenges this country is facing requires that we work very closely. We had debates in the two chambers of the National Assembly last week, and resolutions were taken. But we have come to discuss with Mr. President the way forward, what we feel about some of these security challenges, and also to ask him what he thinks we should do. Even though in the Senate we still have our committee, ad hoc committee, to work and come up, fashion out specific measures that we believe should be taken. But in the interim, there is need for us as a government to ensure that we provide a way out to tackle the security challenges, and then in the intermediate and the long term, we should be able to also come up with some strategies, the roadmap to ensure that we secure the lives and property of Nigerians.
Your Excellency, there was this specific about the issue of the service chief, the need for the government or the president to change the world. Did it come up in your discussion?
We discussed everything that matters as far as the security of this country is concerned. We believe that it is imperative that we're able to provide those necessary equipment and welfare for the armed forces of this country and the police.
Right, welcome back, and it's still today in the news, and we're still talking about burning issues on the newspaper, and we were also talking to our very delectable guest, Mr. Ikechukwu, and he was sharing more light on the speaker insecurity and what he's been saying. So we're still talking on the speaker. He was talking about community policing and how community policing is really going to assist in curbing insecurity in the nation. What do you think about what he
I think that is a very good idea. Community policing is the best way to handle the situation now. If you check the Amotekun idea, I understand, the thing is a very wonderful idea, understand. So the best thing to do is to approach the community policing, approach it that way. Use community policing to curb some of the bandits in the village, some of them are in the bush and all those things. And this shows that Nigeria needs to be restructured. Understand? The restructuring is where there should be rebooting of the nation, restructuring, devolve powers to the states, devolve powers to the local government. That is the only way community policing will be effective, understand? So community policing is the best way to go about it now. It will effectively help the higher security apparatus to curb the local areas, to curb the insecurity. So that is the best thing to do, community policing.
The Inspector General of Police said he has met with the Senate and he has explained to him and he has told him that community policing, yes, is going to help, and that it involves partnership with communities. And he has suggested that they can have partnership with the media house and also have with the NURTW and other people, that it all involves partnership and with the people. So do you think this partnership will really help?
It will really help, yes. Because the local hunters, they are ready. People are ready and eager to protect lives now. If you see the way Amotekun, the way people were, traditional institutions, politicians, everybody seems to be united about insecurity. So you discover that trade union, everybody. So the partnership will really go places.
You know, but some time ago they were saying that there will be no pay for the people, people that will come for this insecurity, those that will volunteer for this community policing, that it's structured after US community police where people volunteer and do this. But do you think it can really work in Nigeria where they won't need to be paid?
This is Nigeria, this is not US. I understand, though the eagerness is there, people are so eager to work and all those things, but you have to encourage them, you have to box them up, you have to give them some certain...
I think that's why they're targeting working class people.
Exactly, people that will do it voluntarily, people at least have salaries, people that have something they are doing. That's the best people to work with, understand? Because people that are not working, doing anything, if they keep on doing it, before you know it, they'll be weary, they'll be tired.
So do you think the motivation will be there when they're not getting it?
It depends on us. A hungry man is an angry man. When somebody is hungry, when somebody is not taking salary, when somebody is poor, when somebody is not, the motivation with time, even when the person is motivated with time, the energy will be dropping. Before you know it, the person will be tired, understand? Or if somebody is collecting money somewhere, somebody is boxed up, somebody is ready, then the person will be more motivated to curb insecurity, to partner with the locals to bring insecurity.
Okay, speaking about insecurity, we've been talking about Amotepu and for the Southwest, and now the Northwest have come up with their own Shege Kafasa. What do you think about this?
That Shege Kafasa, understand? I think it's a welcome development from the North to curb insecurity, but I hope this Shege Kafasa something was not because of Amotekun that was. If it's really to tackle insecurity, well, it's a welcome development. What we want is for banditry, criminality, kidnapping, and all these things to stop. This is a call to the Igbo leaders and South leaders. Let them start their own. Let them start their own so that all the geopolitical zones we align at the same security energy. Let them form their own and let banditry and all these things stop.
Okay, so I think this Shege Kafasa that is coming out from the northern region, they have looked at Amotekun and see that some of the things that the federal government are complaining about, and they've decided that they want to invite those things in there, like saying they want to put down legal framework first before they eventually let it go. What do you think about the fact that each regions and zones are trying to protect their own areas?
The first, for each zones and region trying to protect themselves, it shows one thing. One, incompetence from the security agencies. Because if you are protecting me very well, why would I be looking for a way to protect myself? Understand? It shows that the security agencies has failed, understand, and they need to be overhauled and restructured, understand. Then it shows again that people are eager now. Security is now everybody's business. People are eager to protect themselves. If you discover that now people are increasing the rate of security in their houses and all those things because people don't believe in government anymore, understand? So people are taking their destinies in their hands in order to live. People don't want to die, understand? So you discover that you have to put extra measures, understand? People are going spiritual to just protect themselves, understand? So any which way you can, that is legal to protect yourself.
People have been questioning that, these when Amotebu came out, people were asking what the meaning of Amotebu is, and they said it's Operation Leopard. And now we're talking of Shege Kafasa, and they said it's I dare you. What do you think about that?
I think that language that phrase is a very big one. I dare you. I wonder who they are there. I think they are daring the bandits, understand? They are daring the kidnappers, they are daring all those people. So I want to believe that prefix, that name, understand, should be carried out. Let them go to the forest, the Sambisa forest and all those people and go and dare the bandits, understand? Dare them, root them out.
So it's a
kill them,
message.
fish them.
It's a message.
It's a message to the bandits, to the terrorists and all those things, understand? I hope the message will be totally carried out.
You know, we'll be talking about ways to curb insecurity, and the federal government is saying that a SIM card registration, that people need the NIN now, the national identity, to help you with your registration, that it will curb insecurity, and that people shouldn't have more than 3 SIM cards. And then for people that have not registered with their national identity cards, that they give them the deadline of December 1st, and they should look at the other policies also that will help with this insecurity when it comes to SIM card registration. But the question is, can this really help?
Yes, I think it's a welcome development, though it's coming late. These things ought to have been done before. But you discover the identity registration, something, you needed to see the kind of crowd. It has to be properly planned. So many people want to do it and all those things. At the time, the staff, they are weary, they cannot even do. You discover that 20 people are done in a day and all those things. And mind you that the federal government, okay, recently a terrorist from the north was caught, Wadune. Before you know it, people stopped hearing about it. Many people have been saying, where is the case? Where is it coming? Where is Wadune and all those things? Because all these things are the things that will encourage people that they are fighting this thing religiously.
Well, you said this national ID card, when people were doing, there was a lot of crowd. So now that it's now going to be put in the SIM card registration policy, do you think there should be an easier way for people to register?
Exactly. I think the best thing, let them move it to mosques, churches, marketplaces and all those things to ease the traffic congestion and all that, because the last one they did, many people wanted to do it as early as 5 a.m. people are already there. You discover that you wait, highest they will do like 20 people in a day, understand? So they need better ways of doing this to encourage people. That SIM card registration policies is a welcome development, provided it will be tackled headlong to curb insecurity, not halfway now, it will be dumped and all those things, or politics will come in.
Okay, from there we'll go to the Okada ban. And the Okada ban, it has been off at the time, people have been protesting about this Okada ban. But do you think this protest is really the right way to go about it?
Okay, for the Lagos Okada ban and all those things, let me just balance the equation. Let me say I support it totally and I do not support it totally. How do I mean? The idea is a very nice one, stopping Okada, because it discovered the rate of accidents and all these things are caused by Okada. And I think a certain tribe he heard the governor, he said they got security reports that some Boko Haram, they say, were infiltrating and all, which is true. So it is a welcome development. But I think before you do such a thing, you have to provide money, you have to cushion the effect. The governor and the government ought to have provided those buses or those small cars ready before stopping it. Understand? So that people will not feel the pain the way they are feeling it, because it increased traffic. You needed to see what people are passing through to travel from one place to another in Lagos State. Everywhere seems to be blocked and all those things. So there's one thing I was telling somebody yesterday, that the best thing to do to curb traffic again is let the cars that are coming in, the small cars, let them be air conditioned. Because you discover, if you check the statistics, I took time to check it, you discover that most of the traffic, the cars that are causing the traffic are not necessarily the buses, but private cars. Okay. Many people are driving. So if you bring these buses that are air conditioned, most of these elites will be entering it, and most of them will be parking their cars. In that way, traffic will be reduced.
All right. So the Okada ban, there are some areas in Lagos that were banned from these bikes flying the street, and then the Okadas will take like normal street routes. And yesterday there was a riot that broke out in Yanopaja where a child was killed in school, and also last mile van was burnt. And do you think that some of these officials will take advantage of this and take these bikes from people? Because that was one of the reasons that caused the riot yesterday, because some of the officials were stopping these bike people from going through their normal route, and that's what happened. What do you think about that?
I think that riot is uncalled for. Understand, there are legitimate, responsible ways of tabling your grievances and all those things. I discovered when the thing started, some of them met Tinubu and some leaders of Lagos State and people their this thing, but resulting to riots, burning fires and all those things is not the best, and the child lost her life in the case. That is not the best way to approach it. There are responsible ways they could go through the governor, write letters and all. Somebody told me, I was researching on it, they said some military echelon on top of the things. Some of them own some Okadas, some of them own some keke, like 50, 20 and all those things. They could go through these leaders, all those people, that at least the governor or the government will listen to them more than resulting to the extent that NURT hijacked the protests and all those things. You know, it's so many people that were involved yesterday, both NURT, Okada, KK people, they are now expressing their grievance using the violent way. That's not the way. Violence doesn't solve any problem. It's wrong in that.
Okay, let's quickly move to the sport because we have time running out on us. And we have Ihalo said, I took pay cut to join Manchester United. And we'll be talking about Ihalo being the first Nigerian to side into Man United. What's your thought on this?
I think it's a welcome development. At least we've broken that jinx. Being the first Nigerian to be welcomed into the Man United.
And you know, his verse was reviewed to be number 25. And Valencia was the last person that wore it. I said it's wishing him luck and wishing him success with jersey number 25. And we have people who are also questioning his reputation, whether he will be able to do it or he will not be able to do it.
He will do it. He's very energetic. If you see him play on the field, he's very, very energetic. He has this skill, he has this energy and all those things. I think he's a welcome development. He will go places from that place.
Okay, and that's the Eagles' new jersey unveiled by Nike. And I think the people are really praising it, that when it comes to fashion and when it comes to good colors, good confusion, Nigerians have it when it comes to their jersey.
Yes.
But have you seen the picture? What do you think about it?
Yes, Nigerians are fashionable when it comes to football. We dress them, but fashion doesn't play football, understand? Because that was why people were criticizing wearing that white. We look so bright now, we look so attractive, but at the end of the day, we still lose matches. So fashion is good, but the main thing, the main business skill and all those things has to be inculcated. Sports is not fashion.
Okay, and then that is all we can take on Vanguard Sports this morning. If you have more, if you want to get more of the stories, you can get a copy of the Vanguard newspaper. And thank you, Mr. Ikechukwu Agada. It's been a pleasure having you with us in the studio. And we hope to have you more time later on, because we've given in-depth analysis on some of these stories. And that is all we can take this morning. And Damlola Ogunshaki, and I'll be with my co-host, Precious Chukudi. Okay, and remember to like and follow us on our social media platforms and visit our website www.vanguardngr.com to get more of our top stories. Enjoy your day and don't let anything stop you. Bye from me.
Bye from me too.
Hello there, my name is Victor Ogunyika, and you're welcome to the midweek edition of Today in the News, and of course all of those newspapers across the Federation, and looking at the major headlines everywhere.
Over 1,000 people are benefiting from free medical services provided by the FCT chapter.
Arsenal's first club transfer record signed Pep